Good evening, everybody. Today I am in Zary, Poland, and I am making another video in memory this time of the Great Escape. I am present across the road where there is situated a chimney with a ladder which I believe has a spiritual connection to the Great Escape. I took a photograph here in 2017 across the road, and it really showed some quite amazing images, ghostly images, and I believe the main image in this photograph is John Edwin Ashley Williams. I will show you the photographs behind me and you can see for yourself the images. Okay. Okay, so I'm walking over now to the placard which I've made up in memory of John Edwin Ashley Williams. At the top of the frame here you will see an image of myself right here, and I am 26 years of age here. John Edwin Ashley Williams, he died to the Gestapo at the age of 24. If you add these two ages together you get 50, and we look very similar. I have the spirit of two people, in fact probably three, in fact maybe one of the Kray twins, which I may be able to explain at a later stage. I have in fact written an epic poem about the Kray brothers, but I'll go into that at another stage, another time. But I thought you'd be quite impressed to see the images of myself and John Edwin Ashley Williams. We look very, very similar, and I remember when a spirit came to me back in 1994, and I believe this was John Edwin Ashley Williams, and I believe that's the reason why I am really based at this site, and I have written a book in memory of the Great Escape. In fact, it is based on Paul Brickhill's The Great Escape. The name of my book is The Great Escape, 50 Parodies. With all respect, it is a poetic parody. Here is an image which you may be able to see with the camera. It's getting a bit on in the evening now. It's 5:45 here in Zary, Poland. But you may be able to see a face right here. I'll just circle it with my finger here. This, I believe, is John Edwin Ashley Williams. You can see just basically a moustache here, which he had in fact before he was captured by the Gestapo. You can basically see a few teeth here, just in the middle between himself and a jaguar cat, which was in fact the mascot for the symbol for the 450 squadron. He was of the 450 squadron. And this, I believe, is an image of his friend here. You can just see two eyes here, a nose. I'll take my finger away in a minute so you can see better. Someone in the middle there, and I believe that's his friend Kerith, Reginald Kerith. There is a bigger face here. I'm not too sure who this is. In fact, you can just see the mouth agape here, eyebrows, two eyes, nostrils, and in fact you can even see the devil right here as well. He's there as well. That's a bit of a menacing sign, but I suppose the devil's always somewhere lurking around. And to the great pleasure, I'm sure, of the British public, another image which I discovered here which was quite astounding really. Not related to the war, but astounding. I believe this is the image of Princess Diana, Princess of Wales, right here. Very interesting. Two eyes here, a nose. In fact, you can even see a black memory ribbon under this eye, a little short mouth there, and a corona, as the Polish call it, a small headdress here, which can just barely be seen. I'll just hold the camera there for a minute so you can see. I'll come in a bit closer, you may be able to see it a little bit better there. The two images there, well, there's actually 1, 2, 3, and this is the jaguar cat that I spoke of just there. It's a jaguar cat just on the edge there. It's a half face of a jaguar cat. I'll just come down to this one here. You may see that one a little bit better. Yeah, I think you can actually see that better there. There's Princess Diana, her eye there, the ribbon just under this eye. Nose barely can be seen, short mouth just here. Looks like some sort of ear, sort of some ear piercing here, part of a jewels I would say. And there's, you can just make out a corona, like a headdress here, and her hair, her blonde hair at the front here. And this is another head right here with the mouth agape. There's the devil right there, in fact. Nostrils, nose, two eyes, eyebrows. And this ladder behind here, I believe that has a spiritual meaning to the Great Escape, the entrance shaft. In fact, I'll just move the camera up and show you the ladder right behind me here. Just show you the top, up to the top there, the tree line at the very top there. There would be, I think, some of the rungs are gone now, but I think there are about 28 rungs there. And the building, I think, at the bottom, not this one right here so much, but I think that one there connected to the chimney, I believe emulates the sand dispersal chamber and the woodwork room. Possibly this one here may be sort of incorporated in the shape of the two places down there at the bottom of the entrance shaft. Okay, and I'll just bring you down to a perfect photograph here, framed photograph. You may be able to see more of the images that I spoke of. I'll bring it up right up close there. The glass, I don't think that will be too much of a distortion. Just hold it there so you can see. It's quite a unique photograph. I remember when I was taking the photograph, in fact, John Williams, the man in the middle there, he was smiling back to me. I have photographs of this on my Facebook page, which you can see there, and I thought it was quite amusing. It was the first time I'd ever seen an apparition, and it was quite an honor to be able to take the photographs and capture this for history. Okay, so I'll just move over here now, and this is the glass house, which used to be positioned in that area just there. Well, the sun's shining in my camera here. That's just there, just joining to the side of the building here, running just right along there. There were in fact two glass houses adjacent to each other, and pardon that man drilling in the background there, but this is the glass house right here. Now, in military slang, glass house means a prison. So I would think that would be Hut 104 in this particular instance. Here you may see a face just under this image here is across the road, which I will take you to in a few minutes. And this is the exit, a spiritual exit, which is in a direct line with the ladder which I've just shown you behind me here. Now, there's an eye, which I can see there, another eye, that's sort of a turned up nose there, and a short little mouth there. I'll bring it in as close as I can, and you should very well see it there as I get so close. In fact, there's another face here as well, which you can just see incorporating the same eye here, and a nose and a mouth. There are two heads there, which is quite interesting. I didn't realize that until I actually had a good look at the photograph. The water that you see in the dip there that I described in the Bonnie and Clyde Sachs video is in fact a natural dip which I found when I came to the site. And I stood there, and I stood in the dip, and I looked across the road, and it was just completely obvious. It was like 1 + 1 = 2. This has got to be something spiritual here. Okay, I'll just take you down and I'll show you the other photograph here. That's just a photograph looking down at the hole. You can barely see the face, but you won't be able to see that probably now with this camera, because it hasn't got enough focus. But I'll bring it back just so you can just see the natural appearance of it there on the ground. And that's the water you see there is after a downpour, which is quite good. It is quite good that I took the photograph after the downpour, because you can really see the contours of the hole and so on. Okay, so I'll just bring you up. You can see myself there again with John Edwin Ashley Williams. That's my connection with the Great Escape. And it's interesting also that Clyde chestnut barrow. I'll just walk around to the front of the property now. That Clyde chestnut barrow was in fact born on the same day as the Great Escape, the 24th of March. So I've got the spirit of these two people, I believe, and the two themes here in Zary, which is very interesting. The address number of this property is number 33, Serbska, which is quite interesting because Roger Bushell died. He passed on when he was 33 years of age, and it's just interesting to see that his age would be on this property number, but as the address. But I'll just make my way around to the front of the property and show you the number on the address here. Yeah. So, yeah. And then I'll take you across the road and show you the dip in the ground, which I'm sure you will find very interesting indeed. And a mechanic's workshop, which in fact looks like a prison in Paul Brickhill's book. Well, there's the front of the property there. Light's fading on me a bit here now. It's getting on a bit in the evening. But there's the address just there. 33 Serbska. 33, that's the passing age of Roger Bushell. And that is the area where the glass house used to be. Okay, well, I'll make my way back now and head across to the other side of the road so I can show you the dip on the ground. It's quite interesting indeed. Sun. There's always a bit of a problem with the sun when you're filming, but I'll just keep the lens away from the sun. I'm walking along here. There's the side of the house right there. I'll just keep moving. I've got 15 minutes here. But, get myself over to the other side of the road. Yeah, so it's interesting to see these spiritual objects, I suppose you could say. And there's the ladder right there, drabina in Polish, and it's on a chimney, which is quite interesting also because there was heat down in the tunnel. I'll just pan away from that now. There was heat down in the tunnel, so possibly having it set on a chimney, the ladder, that would be the same depth, in fact, that depth there that you saw of the chimney, may represent the heat down in the tunnel. I discovered also, while I was writing my book, a saying called "the devil catch the hindmost," which I believe in fact has a connection with the Great Escape. The words for the devil catch the hindmost, there are in fact 24 letters in the devil catch the hindmost, and one of the main things that is said there is that after making certain progress in their mystic studies, they were obliged, the students were obliged to run through a subterranean hall. Now, to run is to have both feet off the ground at the same time, and I believe that may be represented in the fact that the men were on a trolley, and the run through a subterranean hall. The Harry Tunnel would become a hall because it was flanked by halfway stations, Piccadilly and Leicester Square, which would make the tunnel a hall. Now, this building here, well, in fact, I'm on the other side of the road, directly across the other side of the road. Here is the dip in the ground, which I believe is the spiritual exit for the tunnel. I've just placed Paul Brickel's book on the ground here. I'll just lift that out of that dip just there. But you can see my hand like that. It's sort of a dip here. And if I put that piece of wood there, you will see the, you know, the level of the land and the space just under here. Just under there. I get my fingers underneath there. So that just shows you there's a dip there. Right, just in there you have it again. Just on that side there also. So there is a dip there, which is very interesting. And if I just trample down, trample it down here in this small area, this little area here, and it may show more of a square like you saw in the photograph across the road there. And I don't know if you can see too much there, but that's where the dip is. It's right there. And I'll just stand in the dip here now, my feet right there, there they go, right there, and I'll just bring the camera up in a dead straight line with the chimney across the road, and you should see it in the background there, just to the edge of that small garage there on the right, on the left hand side there. Okay, so I also believe that the fence line is the same as in Paul Brickel's book at the beginning of *The, which ironically the diagram is actually on page 33 of Paul Brickel's book, which is quite interesting. You know, as I said to you before, 33, Roger Bushell, his passing age. Now there's the roadway there, which could be represented out there as the road like on the outside of *3, and the fence line here I believe is the same, basically the same as the fence line on the outside of *3, and the concrete that you see on the bottom there, that I think is like the barbed wire which you can see in the diagram. Now this building here is in fact a mechanic's workshop, this one right here, and I believe this represents in Paul Brickel's book the prison, which is right there. Hard for you to see, but there are about 9 or 10 windows there, just along the side of the building there, and a gap there, a big gap, just like that gap right there, where there are 2 doors. Prison's the building right in the middle there. And if you divide these windows up, there are 2 main bays here, but if you divide them up into 3 bays, like on the very end there, you will end up with 10 windows, just the same as in this diagram. Yeah, so that's quite interesting. And also the coal store, which I showed you, which I showed in the gas tanks that I showed in the Bonnie and Clyde video, I think that may be the coal storage area, because coal gas is derived from coal, so I think that is incorporated in the same way. And there's the dip as I show you right here. So I'll just show you the contours of the hole just here. So I go down here, Boom, just there, right underneath that piece of wood. So there it shows you that there's a dip right there. Sometimes it feels a bit more pronounced than this, but you can see it, and you can definitely feel it when you're standing in there, you know, because there is a little bit of a, you know, you can see what there is there. I haven't measured it actually, but there you go, like that. Probably, gee, I don't know, probably 3 centimeters or something like that, right across there. But it's a natural dip. It hasn't been man-made. It was, when I came here, it was just here, and it was quite startling to see it. So yeah, that's quite a big thing. So what else have I got here in Paul Brickhill's book? Page 150. I know there's something good here. It's actually, oh, here it is. This book's falling apart. My brother sent me this book from New Zealand, and I based my book on Paul Brickhill's book. That down the bottom there, where you see the men with the bellows and the men doing the sand dispersal there in the sand dispersal chamber. There's the tunnel running along there, Hut 104 at the top. And I think the shape of the building across the road is, well, it represents it spiritually, probably, what you see there under the ground, the chambers under the ground there. Okay, well, I'll just head back over the road, and there's the area here of Rondo Auto Gas, you know, where I made the video for Bonnie and Clyde. There's the Merrily Bars Browning storage case for the garden implements, that type of thing. There you go, there's the Rondo Auto Gas right there. It's good having the two themes, Bonnie and Clyde and the Great Escape. Like I said, I don't think you can get it better than that. But yeah. Okay. I'm quite lucky actually making the video at this time. The fire brigade went past with their sirens, and there was a little bit of noise from other things, but it's panned out okay. So I'll just walk over and approach the chimney, the drabina ladder, as described in Polish, and just end the video in a few minutes here. There's the oil gas directly across there, which I showed you in the Bonnie and Clyde sax video. The other amenities over there, you know, the McDonald's and service station. Oh, I'll just hold it there for a minute so you can see the chimney and the ladder. It's interesting, I think there would be about 28 rungs there. John Edwin Ashley Williams was made up to squadron leader on the 28th of October. My birthday is in fact on the 28th of October, so that may have some type of connection as well. That would have been the depth of the entrance shaft of Harry. And just show you again the images here. There's the Jaguar, the emblem of the 450 squadron. Myself here again. The spiritual image there of John Edwin Ashley Williams. Another one just there, very, very clear. I think you can see that quite clearly there. He's got a moustache there, when he was captured by the Gestapo, he had a moustache. There's the face under the water there of the hole I just showed you over the road, the dip I just showed you over the road. There it is again there. I think the coming here inspired me to write the book. I felt like I was in a vacuum. I just couldn't get out of it. I had to finish the book and just continue with Paul Brickhill's sense of humour. My brother actually told me that Paul Brickhill had a very good sense of humour, so I realised I could make good use of his work and write a parody. It is in fact a poetic parody. Okay, so I've got about 3 minutes left here now. So, yeah, so I'll just sign off and say thank you for watching the video today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and no doubt I will make more videos as time goes by. Thank you very much, and goodbye.